Hey there, this is Andy with the Bacon Group. Somebody requested how do we research markets where we're going to work. 'Cause I'm a virtual wholesaler, I actually live in Chiang Mai, Thailand. But this is this is what I can show you very quickly. We've got videos for student stuff that I can't upload, but anyway, this will get you awful close. Okay, so we have the city. We put the heading with the city. We have an MSA, which is metropolitan statistical area, and there's the population for that area. Then we have the number of properties that are for sale within that MSA. Okay, we go to realtor.com, we search the properties for sale using the following criteria: within 10 miles, price 0 to 200, beds and baths, all, status for sale, single family homes only, any square footage. Okay, and then we just put the number there. Um, when we do our remote type wholesaling, we're primarily looking for deals that fit landlords. We're not necessarily looking for fix and flips. So we're usually looking for lower budget cities that have lower budget areas or that have houses that cash flow. It's as simple as that. Okay, it's easier to sell. It's easier to run a business remotely like that. Okay, that's why you're going to see these numbers fairly low. Okay, absentee buyers. So then we go to listsource.com and we search through the investor services under absentee owners. We search by the geography of the city, the county, the MSA, and we play with all three of those to try and get the accuracy down. We're looking for single families only, last market sale date, last 3 months. Options becomes no preference, corporate owned, purchase, partial list. So there's you can go in there and play around with list source. If you go right down to like you're ready to pay for it on list source and you say, hang on, I want to purchase a partial list, it will then let you dissect cities, counties, zip codes, things like that before you pay for it. And what happens when you do that, it gives you the numbers you're looking for and you never have to pay for it. I got a video, but it's tied to another thing for our student stuff. Anyway, play with it and you'll figure it out, trust me. Okay, let's see, where was I? And then we put the, we actually only look at the zip codes that represent the top 50% of all the sales. Okay? And this number goes in here. And then we go to realtor.com and we sort it by the sales price from the lowest to the highest. And we take the sale price of the lowest 50 and we plug in that number. And then next to it, we plug in the highest. So of the cheapest 50 properties that are sold, there's the cheapest and there's the most expensive of those 50. Okay? So like if you go to a place like Toledo, Ohio, the cheapest is $2,000. The most expensive out of the cheapest 50 is $12,000. Okay? So you can see they got a lot of houses that are pretty low budget. Okay? And then what we do is we go to FHFA.gov, FHFA.gov, and we get the housing price index, HPI data for the last year, last 6 months, whatever you can get. That just kind of gives us a clue on which way that city market is headed. Is it going up? Is it flat? And you can go back in history and look and see what that HPI number is doing for you, okay? Then we take the gross rents, same thing. We kind of take the 50 lowest and the 50 highest type of deal. We're generally looking for the rent. So we plug in the lowest, and next to that we plug in the highest. I'll go back to that so you can read that. Rents, any price, 3+ bedrooms, any baths, more, pets, any, property type, single family, show me all listings, sort by the lowest rent to the highest rent with the 50 results, to each page. And then we plug in those numbers, low and high. Okay, and then this is just a formula. It's going to be properties for sale divided by absentee owners. This lets us know, roughly speaking, how many properties are available per investor, okay? And then we take it one step further and we go to www.census.gov/housing/HVS data rates HTML. This gives us the vacancy rates according to the government, all right? And so all these things give us a ballpark. And what we generally do, we don't look at any of this stuff unless it's somewhere between 6.5, maybe 7 to 12. So I come down here, we're probably looking to start playing in cities that run into about somewhere in this range here. So the stuff in white is where we'll start critiquing even more. So then we'll go back in there and we'll do this again with a bit more detail. Okay, so what we see here is these properties here, there's not enough properties for each investor, so why am I going to go in there? Okay, because it's going to be too hard to find deals. If I go down here to the red, there's too many properties per investor, which means it's going to be easy to find deals, but harder to sell them. All right? Okay, and then we also, so when we kind of find our sweet spot, we might be looking at rents versus the cash numbers. Okay. You will see primarily, not all the time, Little Rock, Providence, Greensboro, Albany, Baltimore, Minneapolis, Virginia Beach, Durham, Raleigh, Fayetteville. Most of these places usually end up in old cities or east of the Mississippi or east of the Missouri, generally speaking, because that's where the older neighborhoods are that haven't been gentrified yet. Anyway, that's a real quick look on how we look at things, and that should get you started. I hope. Anyway, cheers, good luck.